Oh, there it is. The lunar lander. The ball Earth. Gather round, children, for a story as old as, well, as old as Michael, anyway. Back in the days of their grandfathers, they claim that in 1969, I believe, they flew a rocket up to the moon, landed on the moon in this thing, put a little flag, and took one picture of the Earth. Whole bunch of pictures of themselves bouncing around on obvious wires, and flew home. Then, back in the same era, about 3 years later, they did it again. 3 new guys. No problems. And they continued to do this every 6 months for 3 years. From Apollo 11 to Apollo 17. They claim that for the first time ever, they left the Earth and flew a rocket, somehow steering it, landed what can only be described as some kind of, I don't know. This wouldn't even win a ribbon in like a science fair. They'd be like, that's not believable enough. Oh, and at one of the times when they came up to the moon, they brought a car with them. Yeah, I know. It sounds too stupid to be true. But this is the story of NASA, which in Hebrew means to deceive. If you look at the NASA logo, it's got a forked tongue. It's a snake's forked tongue. Snake, like in the Garden of Eden. NASA is a bunch of Satanists. All right? I'm just going to say it. They worship the devil. All right? If you love NASA, just know that. These are deceivers who lied about all this. And if you believe we went to the moon, that means you are fully indoctrinated. That means you gave up your own... oh, good, Flat Stuff Earth is here. Hey, Flat Stuff, I'm talking about the moon landing. You might appreciate this. If you believe this, and I have good friends who still believe we went to the moon, but that only means you've given up your own common sense, and you've given up your common sense and given it away to the authorities, to the scientific authorities, to the media, and to the government. You said, yeah, it's hard for me to believe it, but I do believe it. You probably believe we live on a ball Earth. I did for most of my life. But not only do we never go to the moon, the moon isn't what they say. You know, most people who understand that we didn't go to the moon understand more about the moon than people who believe we went to the moon. Most people haven't really looked at the videos in a long time. And you'll notice that, like, the news people, they don't talk about how, like, they never want to talk about this ridiculous spaceship. That thing's supposed to fly, by the way, you guys. You know, there's a video of somebody watching this thing fly away. Somehow. And it did it 6 times, no problems. But it hasn't been back since 1972, I think. 73, maybe. They haven't been back because they never went in the first place. Oh, but another thing about the moon you might have noticed. What they say is that the moon is a round rock, like a little planet that floats around in outer space. And that space is a vacuum. That there's no way, it's not like it's water. you couldn't steer in something that's just, there's no air, no water, no nothing. But whatever. We've all been indoctrinated by science fiction movies to believe, oh yeah, if you have a rocket that can fly, off the round marble spinning thing. And then eventually, they never say how long it took. I mean, I don't know how fast they say rockets go. I was watching a rocket takeoff, like from NASA. You've all seen them. They have a countdown, 3, 2, 1, and it goes, and there's all this flame and smoke, and it slowly flies up, and then immediately flattens out, and then just goes over the ocean. They always do it at night, and dummies go, yeah, that's cool. Oh, he's going around the curve of the earth or something. I know my common sense says that rocket just flattened out and just went back down. I can see it. But the TV told me that, no, that's going around the earth or something. But, but then you watch a real rocket that's not made from NASA take off, and it takes off like a shot. Like, you'd have a hard time filming it. It just goes, if those rockets are real, it would act like other rockets, like a bottle rocket. It would just be it would fly super fast. They say it goes thousands of miles. Well, it obviously doesn't. It's slower than a airplane. Slowly. So stupid. Oh, but the moon. The one thing difference between the moon and the earth, they say the earth spins on its axis because it's a ball. Well, they say the moon is a ball, but it doesn't spin like the earth. You always see the same side of the moon. I mean, it floats around above us, and it changes in size. Or, throughout the month, it lights up and then goes out. There's no way we can tell if it's a ball or a disc, just by looking at it. You can't tell from this distance if something's a ball or a flat disc from the ground. But so they lied about this because all the conspiracies that come back to this place. Who killed JFK? Why did they kill JFK? Well, who was the first guy to say we're going to go to the moon? Who wasn't part of their club? They had to shut up JFK because he said he wanted to go to the moon. And then they had to fake it because there's no way to go to the moon. So they just faked it, lied about it, put it on TV, and everybody believed it. No, not everybody. Most Americans believed it. I don't think the Russians ever believed it. Because it's the one thing in the world that they did 6 times in 3 years and then never did again. And they'll call you crazy if you don't believe it. If you call BS, they say, oh, what are you, crazy? It's like, why would you assume that I'm gone crazy? Because I've noticed because I can tell when I'm being lied to. But that's part of the indoctrination too. Not only did they brainwash us to believe that we lived on a ball and that the Bible was false. That's what's behind all this too, by the way. This is why NASA is so satanic. Either the Bible's true or NASA's true. You can't have it both ways. I know Christians are like, oh no, religion tells us the who, the why, but science tells us the how. It's like, nope. Science has made up a big, stupid story and lies about everything to hide the truth. Which is our Ojibwe word of the day. Debwewin, truth. Mikawadazi, beauty. See, this is the other thing. Truth and beauty are really close. They always put it together with good. The good, the true, and the beautiful. The truth is beautiful. The truth is there's a creator. God is real. So that's good news. Bad news is so is Satan. That's the other thing. You can't just have one without the other. And Satan's behind all this. He's the father of lies. Lie about the moon landing. Lie about the shape of the earth. Lie about what'll make you happy. You know. Oh, if you just act more like Kim Kardashian. If you had Kim Kardashian's life, then you'd be happy. You know, that's all part of the lie too. Oh, the Buen is the truth. But all this nonsense, and this bedtime story of NASA is a lie. Didn't I have? Yeah, here it is. This Dabajimoan is a Giwanim. It's a lie. And there, I said it. I'm not afraid of YouTube anymore. I think that's part of the deception too. They keep on saying, oh, if you talk about this stuff, YouTube will censor you. Nah. They're going to censor me. I got like 20 viewers. You know. But yeah. Flat Stuffer.